The United States is not only bright cities and familiar roads, but also a place with strange lands that make you feel like you are leaving Earth. In Utah, Arizona, Nevada, and Wyoming, nature made unusual shapes, colors, and landforms that look almost unbelievable and beyond imagination. In Utah, giant rock arches in long red deserts look like the surface of Mars. Arizona is amazing with very deep canyons where many layers of rock show the story of Earth for millions of years. Nevada has a dry but mysterious beauty, with white salt flats and deserts that look endless. Wyoming makes visitors feel like they are on a living planet, where hot springs explode, water boils, and the ground looks like it is always moving. The common thing in these four states is not only wild nature, but also a strange and magical feeling, like you are exploring other worlds on your own planet. This is not just a trip, but an adventure that takes you to the line between reality and imagination. Arizona, a state in the southwest of the United States, has long become a symbol of the wild, of endless deserts, of the Great Canyon, and the bright sunny sky all year round. With an area of more than 295,000 square kilometers, Arizona is the sixth largest state in the United States, a land that is both harsh and attractive, where visitors can feel the greatness of nature and the deep culture of communities that have existed for thousands of years. People often call this place the Grand Canyon State, and the state of the Great Canyon, because the Grand Canyon, one of the 7 natural wonders of the world, is the eternal symbol of Arizona. But this state does not only have the Grand Canyon. From lively cities like Phoenix and Tucson to old cowboy towns, from the native cultures of the Navajo and Hopi to the influence of Mexico and Spain, Arizona is a colorful picture, where the past and the present join together to create an irresistible attraction. Located in the southwest, Arizona borders Utah in the north, New Mexico in the east, California and Nevada in the west, while the south touches the border with Mexico. The special thing is that this state is also in the area called Four Corners, where the 4 states, Arizona, New Mexico, Colorado, and Utah meet at one single point. This is an attractive place for visitors because just by standing in one spot, you can step into 4 states at the same time. The land of Arizona is very diverse. The dry Sonoran Desert stretches in the south, the deep canyons are in the north, the wide Colorado Plateau, and the snow-covered mountains in Flagstaff. The climate also changes in each area. Summer in Phoenix can be more than 40 degrees Celsius, while the mountain areas are cool and have snow in winter. This contrast makes Arizona one of the rare places where you can go skiing in the morning and swim in a warm lake in the afternoon of the same day. The history of Arizona is the meeting of many cultures. Before Europeans came, this land was home to native tribes such as Navajo, Hopi, Apache, Hohokam, with bright civilizations. They built villages with stone and clay, created a smart canal system in the desert, and left heritages like Mesa Verde and Cañón de Chelly. In the 16th century, the Spanish arrived and brought cultural, religious, and architectural influence. Arizona later became the territory of Mexico, until it was given to the United States in 1848, after the Treaty of Guadalupe Hidalgo. In 1912, Arizona officially became the 48th state of the United States. Since then, the place has seen strong growth, from the Wild West cowboy times, the silver and copper mines, to becoming a center of industry, farming, and tourism today. Ghost towns, old trails, and native cultural marks still exist, making Arizona both nostalgic and also modern and dynamic. When we talk about Arizona, we cannot forget Grand Canyon National Park, one of the 7 natural wonders of the world. With a length of nearly 450 kilometers, a depth of more than 1.8 kilometers, and many colorful rock layers formed over millions of years, the Grand Canyon looks like a giant history book written by nature. Every sunrise or sunset, the whole valley shines in red, orange, and yellow, making anyone who comes here amazed by its greatness. Not far away is Antelope Canyon, a sandstone canyon famous for its soft curves and sunlight shining through the rock cracks, creating a magical scene like a surreal painting. Visitors often call this place the heaven of photography, because just by raising the camera, they can capture a lifetime moment. Continuing the journey, you will see Monument Valley, the land of the Navajo people, where huge red rocks stand tall in the wide desert, giving the feeling of walking into a Western cowboy movie. This place was once the setting of many Hollywood movies, and until today, it still keeps its grand and mysterious beauty. Also from the strong Colorado River, you will find Horseshoe Bend, a horseshoe-shaped curve famous for the emerald green water hugging the red cliffs, creating a perfect natural picture that attracts millions of visitors to admire and take photos every year. Arizona not only has natural wonders, but also lands with unique spiritual colors. Sedona is an example. This small city is called the Red Jewel of the state, where the bright red cliffs and the blue sky create a very charming scene. Sedona is also famous for its mysterious energy, attracting people who look for balance in their soul. Many visitors come here to practice meditation, yoga, or simply to enjoy the amazing nature. If you love the history of geology, you cannot miss Petrified Forest National Park, where ancient trees turned into stone more than 200 million years ago, creating a natural treasure full of colors. Mixed in this landscape are rock carvings of ancient native people, like a message from the past to the present. Also special is Meteor Crater, the best preserved meteorite crater in the world, formed after the crash of a giant meteor about 50,000 years ago. Standing in front of that huge, deep hole, people can see how small they are compared to the power of the universe. Not only famous for natural wonders, Arizona also has modern cities with strong identity. Phoenix, the capital of the state, is a lively economic and cultural center in the middle of the Sonoran Desert. This city has many art museums, luxury resorts, world-class golf courses, and a young and active lifestyle. Meanwhile, Tucson shows Mexican and Spanish colors, clear in church buildings, old streets, and spicy food. Tucson is also close to Saguaro National Park, where giant cactuses, the symbol of the American Southwest, rise high in the desert sky. For those who love the cowboy spirit of the Wild West, Tombstone and Bisbee are stops you cannot miss. Tombstone is famous for the shows that replay the classic gunfight at OK Corral, bringing visitors back to the Wild West full of smoke and guns. Bisbee, on the other hand, impresses with old buildings from the silver mining time, mixed with street art, creating an atmosphere that is both old and creative. All these places together make an Arizona that is wild, mysterious, and modern. A destination where every step opens a new story, from natural wonders, native culture, to the heritage of the legendary Wild West. The culture of Arizona is a special mix of tradition and modern life. The influence of the Navajo and Hopi people is still clear in woven rugs, pottery, silver jewelry, and turquoise stones, while the heritage of Mexico is strong in Spanish-style buildings, colorful festivals, and spicy food. Added to that is the cowboy spirit of the West, with rodeo, country music, and wide-brim hats, together with modern art, movies, and lively sports, making a culture that is both nostalgic and fresh. The people of Arizona are diverse and friendly, from the largest native community in the United States to Mexican, European, African, and Asian Americans living together and building a special identity. They are proud of the Western heritage, love nature, and value a free lifestyle. In the cities, you can easily meet business people, students, and artists, while in small towns you can still see cowboys, miners, and craft makers. This mix makes Arizona a land where everyone who comes feels close and inspired. The food of Arizona is a great mix of native tradition and Mexican style. You can enjoy famous dishes like tacos, burritos, enchiladas, tamales, together with native ingredients like corn, chili, and beans. Grilled meat, especially Southwest-style BBQ, is also very popular. Arizona is also famous for chimichanga, a fried burrito, believed to have started in Tucson. Traditional native dishes like fry bread, corn soup, or grilled meat with desert spices are also interesting food experiences. Art cafes, fine restaurants, and local markets make Arizona food both rich and friendly. In conclusion, Arizona is not only a state of desert and hot sun, but also a land of stories, cultural heritage, and natural wonders. In Arizona, you can see the greatness of the Grand Canyon, walk in cowboy towns, enjoy the spicy taste of Mexican food, find peace in native ceremonies, and experience a land that is both wild and modern. This is a place to slow down, to be close to nature, and to feel American history and culture in the deepest way. Arizona, the land of the burning sun, will always leave visitors with a strong memory, like a journey of adventure and also of the soul. In the heart of the vast American West, there is a land that looks like it comes from another planet, where red cliffs, deep canyons, endless deserts, and vast salt lakes combine into a surreal natural picture. This is Utah, a state called the Beehive State, a symbol of hard work, unity, and creativity. Utah is not only a paradise for people who love adventure and exploration, but also a place that preserves unique cultural values connected to the Mormon community. a religious group with a deep influence on the history and identity of this land. From magnificent national parks like Zion, Bryce Canyon, and Arches, to lively cities like Salt Lake City, Utah is a wonderful combination of grand nature and friendly people, of historical past and dynamic modern life. For those who have visited here, Utah is not just a destination, but a journey to discover oneself in the wide open land and sky. Utah is in the western United States. It is a landlocked state, but it has very diverse and spectacular landscapes. To the north, it borders Idaho, to the east, Colorado, to the south, Arizona, to the west, Nevada, and in the southeast corner, it touches New Mexico at the Four Corners, the only place in the U.S. where 4 states meet. The capital, Salt Lake City, is near the famous Great Salt Lake. With an area of more than 220,000 square kilometers, Utah has snowy mountains, red rock plateaus, and dry deserts. The climate is dry and continental, with hot summers and cold winters. But because the average elevation is 1,800 meters, the air is pleasant all year. In just a few hours of travel, you can admire the spectacular contrast between the white snow of the Wasatch Mountains and the bright red colors of the Moab region, or Monument Valley. Zion, a name that means place of peace, is the gateway to a world of unbelievable natural wonders. As the first national park in Utah, Zion welcomes visitors with a magnificent view. Red sandstone cliffs, hundreds of meters high, rise above the Green Valley, where the Virgin River winds like a soft silk ribbon through the desert. Zion is not only a paradise for nature lovers, but also an arena for adventurous souls. The legendary Angel's Landing Trail is considered one of the most spectacular hiking routes on the planet, where one step can separate heaven from a cliff. But the reward is the view from the top, when the entire Zion Valley appears in red, yellow, and green, a scene that leaves anyone who sees it speechless. For a different experience, step into the Narrows, a deep water canyon where visitors must walk in the river, with towering cliffs on both sides. Light reflects on the water and rocks, creating sparkling and magical colors like walking through a fairy tale world made of stone. Leaving Zion and heading east, the journey takes us to Bryce Canyon, where nature creates a magical symphony in stone. Bryce is not a real canyon, but a huge valley filled with strangely shaped stone columns called hoodoos. Thousands of these columns rise from the ground like musicians playing a silent song with the wind and light. At sunrise, the sunlight turns the cliffs golden, making the whole scene glow like a sea of orange fire. And at sunset, soft purple and pink colors cover the valley, turning Bryce into a dreamy vision. Standing at viewpoints like Sunrise Point or Inspiration Point, people can feel the heartbeat of time, where stone and wind together create an eternal symphony. If Bryce is the gentle music of stone, then Arches National Park is the grand gallery of natural sculptures. Located near the town of Moab, it is the kingdom of more than 2,000 natural arches, formed over millions of years by the erosion of wind, rain, and time. The most famous symbol, Delicate Arch, stands tall in the red desert, like a gateway to another world. When the sunset light covers it, the arch glows bright red and orange, reflecting on the yellow sand, leaving many people speechless because of its surreal beauty. In addition, natural formations like double arch, landscape arch, and balanced rock also amaze visitors. Here, every stone and every crack tells a story about time, change, and the unstoppable power of nature. Just a short distance from Arches, Canyonlands is a completely different world, where the Colorado River and Green River divide the land into 4 separate regions, creating a huge maze of canyons, plateaus, and barren plains. From Mesa Arch, where the sunrise shines through the red rock frame and lights up the vast land below, you will understand why Canyonlands is called the Grand Canyon of Utah. Every ray of light here highlights the ancient rock layers, living evidence of millions of years of geological change. It is also a paradise for those who love exploring by off-road jeeps, mountain bikes, or simply camping in the desert. At night, the sky here is so dark that you can see thousands of stars, with the Milky Way stretching across the sky. A moment that makes all the noise of life feel far away. In central southern Utah, quietly hidden is Capitol Reef, a little-known national park with delicate and gentle beauty. The name Capitol Reef comes from the limestone ridges that curve like the dome of the U.S. Capitol, combined with wavy rock formations like coral reefs in the desert. Not only does it have impressive landscapes, but it also preserves traces of early Mormon settlers in the Fruita Historic District, a fertile farming land in the middle of the desert. Apple, pear, and peach orchards are still cared for as the settlers did, and visitors can pick the fruits themselves, tasting the sweet and fresh flavors while sitting in the peaceful valley. Capitol Reef gives a feeling of stillness, a place where time seems to slow down so you can breathe, observe, and feel your mind cleansed from all rush. If there is a place that represents the soul of the American West, it is Monument Valley. Located on the Utah-Arizona border, this land is a place where time seems to stop. Huge red rocks rise from the desert, reaching high like ancient castles, carved by wind and time over millions of years. This scenery has become the familiar setting for hundreds of Hollywood Western movies, such as Stagecoach, The Searchers, and Forrest Gump, making Monument Valley a symbol of freedom, wilderness, and adventure. It is also the territory of the Navajo people, where visitors can join tours with locals to hear ancient legends and learn more about their deep spiritual culture. People who still keep a sacred connection with the land and sky. After a journey through natural wonders, Salt Lake City, the state capital, is a stop full of human life and modern civilization. Surrounded by the Wasatch Mountains and a huge salt lake, the city offers a harmonious beauty between nature and architecture. The center of Salt Lake is Temple Square, a sacred religious complex of the Mormon Church. The Mormon temple, with its tall spires, seems to touch the clouds, and the Tabernacle Choir is famous all over the world, creating a solemn and inspiring atmosphere. Salt Lake City is also famous for its wonderful winter, when snow covers the mountains, offering opportunities for skiing, snowboarding, and exploring nearby resorts. This city is the heart of Utah, the beat between magnificent nature and strong people. And finally, the journey ends at Moab, a small town in the Red Desert, but with the strongest spirit of freedom in Utah. Moab is the gateway to two great national parks, Arches and Canyonlands, and also a dream destination for adventure lovers. Here, you can ride a mountain bike on the famous Slick Rock Trail, climb vertical cliffs in the desert, drive a jeep over rough terrain, or watch the stars in the bright night sky, where almost no artificial light exists. Moab is not just a destination, but a place where people can feel truly alive, challenged, free, and small in the vast nature, yet full of inner strength. The culture and people of Utah have a unique character that cannot be mixed with others. The strong influence of the Mormon community gives the place a gentle lifestyle, focused on family and community. The people of Utah are friendly, open, and have a strong spirit of helping each other. However, with the strong development of tourism, education, and technology, Utah today has also become more modern and dynamic than ever. Salt Lake City is gradually becoming a new technology center of the West, called Silicon Slopes, the snowy mountain version of Silicon Valley. At the same time, traditional values are still preserved, creating a perfect harmony between old and new, between faith and creative freedom. Utah, the land of red deserts, magnificent stone arches, and snow-covered valleys, is a symbol of wild beauty and the strong spirit of American exploration. This place amazes people not only with its spectacular landscapes, but also with its history, religion, culture, and unique way of life. Utah is not noisy or showy, but it moves the hearts of travelers with its true beauty and enduring spiritual strength. If the United States is a symphony of freedom, then Utah is the deep and calm melody where you can find peace, faith, and inspiration in the endless land and sky. Nevada, the land of light, desert, and endless dreams. In the wild west of America, where the sun burns hot on the golden sand, Nevada shines with Las Vegas, the city that never sleeps, where neon lights cut through the night and turn dreams into reality. But Nevada is not only about casinos and entertainment. Behind the bright lights are tall, snowy mountains, clear blue lakes, great man-made wonders, and art festivals that surprise the world. This land is full of contrasts, wild but modern, harsh but charming, peaceful but bright. In this journey, let travel love take you to explore Nevada, called the Silver State of America. It shows a beauty that is free and mysterious and explains why, in the dry desert, this place becomes one of the most attractive destinations in the world. Nevada is in the western United States. It is the 7th largest state by area. It has no sea, but it has many different natural landscapes. On the west, Nevada borders California, the land of Los Angeles and Silicon Valley. On the east, it borders Utah, with its famous Red Rock National Parks. To the north, it borders Idaho and Oregon, and to the south, it borders Arizona. The capital of Nevada is Carson City, but the most famous city is Las Vegas, the entertainment capital of the world. The land of Nevada is full of wide deserts. In the south is the Mojave Desert, and in the center and north is the Great Basin Desert. Between them are valleys and tall mountain ranges. On the west, the Sierra Nevada mountains create a beautiful natural picture. The climate here is very dry. Summers are hot, winters are very cold, and the temperature between day and night changes a lot. The history of Nevada is also very rich. Before Europeans arrived, this land was home to Native American tribes like the Paiute, Shoshone, and Washoe. They lived close to nature through hunting, gathering, and traditions. In the 18th century, Spanish explorers came and gave the land the name Nevada, which means snow-covered, to describe the White Mountains. In the 19th century, Nevada became the center of the gold and silver rush in the United States. In 1859, the discovery of the Comstock Lode silver mine turned Nevada into the biggest mining center in the country at that time. In 1864, during the Civil War, Nevada officially became the 36th state of the United States. In the 20th century, Nevada changed again. In 1931, the state made gambling legal, a historic decision that opened the way for Las Vegas, the world's entertainment capital. At the same time, the Hoover Dam project began. It was a great engineering work, giving power and water for city growth. From then, Nevada entered the age of neon lights, luxury casinos, and cities that never sleep, but it still keeps its history and its grand nature. When people think of Nevada, the first name is always Las Vegas, the entertainment capital of the world, the city that never sleeps. Here, bright lights shine through the desert night, with luxury casinos, grand resorts, and endless parties. The heart of the city is the Las Vegas Strip, almost 7 kilometers long, filled with famous landmarks. From the elegance of Bellagio, the Roman style of Caesar's Palace, the romantic Venice at the Venetian, to the Egyptian mystery of Luxor, and the modern glory of MGM Grand. The Bellagio fountains are a true symbol of Las Vegas. Every night, hundreds of water jets, lights, and music create a magical show in the desert. Recently, the world was amazed by the Sphere, a giant globe covered with the largest LED screen on Earth, now a global check-in spot. But Las Vegas is not only about gambling. It is also a giant stage of art and emotion. Cirque du Soleil shows, concerts with world stars, amazing magic, and colorful festivals make Las Vegas feel like a bright dream come true. Leaving the bright lights of Las Vegas, Nevada still hides amazing wonders, and one of them is the Hoover Dam. Located on the border of Nevada and Arizona, this great construction is called an engineering masterpiece of the 20th century. Standing over 220 meters high, the Hoover Dam is not only a giant wall of steel and concrete holding back the Colorado River, but also the source of life for the American Southwest, giving electricity and water to millions of people. From the top of the dam, visitors see the stunning Lake Mead, the largest man-made lake in the United States. Its emerald green water spreads wide in the desert, surrounded by tall rocky mountains, creating a beautiful contrast between the harsh nature and the amazing power of human creation. Farther to the northwest, Lake Tahoe shines with a heavenly beauty. Lying between Nevada and California, it is one of the largest natural freshwater lakes, so clear that snowy mountains are reflected on its surface. In summer, Tahoe is a paradise for kayaking, cycling, and hiking. In winter, it turns into a famous skiing destination with luxury resorts. A part of Death Valley also lies in Nevada, one of the harshest places on Earth, where the temperature once reached nearly 57 degrees Celsius, the hottest ever recorded. Yet, In the burning heat and extreme dryness, this land shows a surreal beauty. Endless golden sand dunes, rocky mountains changing colors under the sunlight, and a night sky full of millions of stars all make visitors feel like stepping onto another planet. Harsh, but magical. Just 30 minutes from Las Vegas, Red Rock Canyon appears like a masterpiece of nature in the Nevada desert. The bright red cliffs shine under the sun, and winding trails run through sand and stone valleys, creating a grand view that is both wild and charming. This is a paradise for adventure lovers. Hiking, climbing, biking, or simply enjoying the scenery and taking beautiful photos with the glowing red rocks of the desert. Besides Las Vegas, Nevada also has Reno, the city called the biggest little city in the world. Reno is smaller than Las Vegas, but still full of life with casinos, classic car shows, colorful hot air balloon festivals, and outdoor music events. From Reno, visitors can easily reach Lake Tahoe, making the city an important gateway for travel. Nevada is also famous for Burning Man, the most unique art festival in the world, held every year in the Black Rock Desert. For 1 week, tens of thousands of people from many countries come here and build a temporary city in the desert. They create art, music, performances, and in the end, they burn a giant wooden man, a symbol of freedom, creativity, and community. Burning Man is not just a festival. It is a life experience, a way of living that many people dream to try at least once. The culture of Nevada is very unique. It is a mix of many traditions. Here, people still keep the values of the Paiute, Shoshone, and Washoe tribes. At the same time, Nevada also has strong Spanish and Mexican influence in language, food, and festivals. Of course, modern entertainment is also a big part of Nevada, with casinos, music, and colorful shows. Beside Burning Man, Nevada has hot air balloon festivals in Reno, craft beer festivals, and wine festivals. All of this makes a rich picture of lifestyle and creativity. The people of Nevada are very diverse. This state is a meeting place of Native Americans, Spanish, Mexican, European, and Asian communities. People here are friendly, open, and free in spirit. They also keep the pioneer spirit from history, like the miners who once searched for gold and silver. The people of Nevada are very diverse. People here are friendly, open, and free in spirit. This state is a meeting place of Native Americans, Spanish, Mexican, European, and Asian communities. They also keep the pioneer spirit from history, like the miners who once searched for gold and silver. Nevada is truly a land of contrasts. It is bright and lively, but also quiet and calm. It is modern, but still keeps its wild beauty. It is shining on the outside, but also rich in culture. Here, visitors can enjoy everything: the never-sleeping Las Vegas, the great mountains, the mystery of the desert, the art festivals, and the amazing food. If you want a place with fun, nature, and culture, Nevada is the perfect choice. Come to the shining heart of the American desert and feel its magic for yourself. Wyoming is a land of the big sky, of the wide grasslands, and of the tall and majestic mountains. It is one of the states that has a very wild and free spirit in the United States. This place is not loud and not busy, but slow, quiet, and full of natural life. Every morning in Wyoming starts with the sound of the wind through the grass, the sunlight shining through the gray stone mountains, and the smell of dry grass, melting snow, and earth in the air. It is a land where, when you come, you can feel freedom in every breath. Nature here is still strong and beautiful, like hundreds of years ago, and people live slowly and in harmony with the land and sky. Located in the heart of the American West, Wyoming is like a raw gem among the majestic Rocky Mountains. With a very large area, but the smallest population in the United States, this place gives a feeling of space, freedom, and almost no limits. Wyoming borders Montana in the north, South Dakota and Nebraska in the east, Colorado in the south, and Idaho and Utah in the west, a central location near many of the greatest natural wonders in the United States. The land of Wyoming is diverse, from dry plains and wide plateaus to mountain ranges covered with snow all year. Most of the state is higher than 2,000 meters, so the air here is fresh and cool all year. Summer is short, but full of life, and winter is long and harsh, bringing beautiful white snow scenes. When people talk about Wyoming, they cannot forget Yellowstone, the precious gem of the United States and the first national park in the world. Founded in 1872, Yellowstone is a global symbol of nature protection. Covering more than 9,000 square kilometers, mostly in Wyoming, Yellowstone is a paradise of amazing geological wonders, wide valleys, and rich plants and animals. Here, visitors can see the Old Faithful geyser erupt on time like a natural clock, colorful hot springs like a rainbow at Grand Prismatic Spring, or herds of bison walking across the grassland at sunrise. Hayden Valley and Lamar Valley are the places with the most wild animals, from grizzly bears, wolves, and moose to bald eagles, the national symbol of the United States. Yellowstone is not only a tourist destination, but also a symbol of wild beauty, where people can see how small they are in front of the great nature. South of Yellowstone is Grand Teton National Park, one of the most beautiful and powerful scenes in the American West. The Teton mountain range has peaks higher than 4,000 meters that stand tall under the blue sky and reflect on the calm surface of Jackson Lake like a mirror. Each season, Grand Teton has a different beauty. Spring has wildflowers, summer has strong sunshine, fall has bright yellow leaves, and winter is covered with white snow. This is the perfect place to hike, kayak, ride a mountain bike, or simply sit by the lake and watch the sunset turn the faraway mountaintops golden. Leaving the Western Mountains, the journey brings us to another special symbol of Wyoming, Devil's Tower, a huge rock tower rising in the Northeast Plains. With a height of almost 400 meters, Devil's Tower looks like a natural pillar standing alone between the sky and the land. For a long time, this place has been holy for Native people, where they held ceremonies to pray for good weather and good life. When the first European explorer saw it, he was surprised and called it the Tower of the Devil. But for the native people, it is a gift from the spirits. In 1906, President Theodore Roosevelt made Devil's Tower the first national monument of the United States, an important moment in the history of nature protection in America. Today, Devil's Tower is still a popular place for climbers and photographers, especially in the evening when the moonlight shines on the tall rock walls and creates a scene that is both magical and holy. Another place that shows the wild western spirit is Jackson Hole Valley, located between the Teton Mountains and the Gros Ventre Range. The town of Jackson, the center of the valley, is where nature and cowboy culture meet. Along the main street, wooden bars, leather shops, art galleries, and BBQ restaurants in Western style still keep their classic feeling. In winter, Jackson Hole becomes one of the most famous ski areas in the United States, attracting visitors from everywhere to enjoy the white slopes. In summer, this place becomes a paradise for outdoor activities, from hiking, fishing, and camping, to riding a hot air balloon to see the whole Grand Teton from above. Wyoming also has many other wild natural areas, including Bighorn National Forest, a large national forest with clear lakes, waterfalls hidden in the trees, and trails that go through the Bighorn Mountains. This is a perfect place for people who want to escape city life and feel close to nature again. Not far away is Hot Springs State Park in the town of Thermopolis, home to the largest natural hot spring in North America. Warm mineral water comes from the earth, bringing healthy minerals and making a wonderful, relaxing place in nature. What makes Wyoming special is not only its great landscapes, but also the feeling of endless freedom that this place gives. When you drive on the roads across the plains, you may not see any people for many kilometers, only the blue sky, the wind, and herds of bison eating grass slowly. This empty space makes people feel closer to nature than ever before. Wyoming is a place where you can sit alone on a hillside, watch the sunset, and feel complete silence, something very rare in the modern world. People in Wyoming have a strong, free, and honest spirit of the American West. They love nature, live close to the land and sky, value hard work, and keep the cowboy tradition, a symbol of strength and simple life. In daily life, cowboy hats, leather boots, and friendly smiles appear in small towns from Sheridan to Cody and Laramie. Wyoming culture is a mix of native heritage and the pioneer spirit, shown in exciting rodeo festivals, simple country music, and campfire gatherings in nature. Here, people greet each other with honesty, support their community, and feel proud of a free land where human values live together with wild, natural beauty. Wyoming food shows the same spirit: simple, rich in flavor, and close to nature. Beef, lamb, elk, and salmon are common ingredients on the table. Dishes like buffalo steak, tasty grilled bison meat, elk burger, a burger made from elk meat, or butter-grilled river salmon all carry the flavor of the mountains. And for people who like new experiences, Rocky Mountain oysters, a food that can challenge your taste, is seen as a symbol of cowboy cooking. In small towns, you can easily find family restaurants where cooks grill meat on hot coals, add light spicy BBQ sauce, and serve it with local craft beer. Eating in Wyoming is not only about food, but also about connecting with others, sharing happiness, and keeping traditions. Wyoming is a special land where nature, history, and people come together to create a perfect picture of freedom and peace. Among the high mountains, endless grasslands, and wide sky, visitors not only see amazing beauty, but also feel the spirit of the Wild West that is still alive in every breath. Wyoming is not noisy or showy, but it attracts people with quiet, honesty, and natural beauty. This is a place to find a slow life again, to listen to the wind, the stream, and your own heart in the great nature. Even if you come only one time, Wyoming will stay in your memory, not only because of the beautiful views, but also because of the pure feeling of freedom that very few places in the world can give. The journey through Utah, Arizona, Nevada, and Wyoming is not only a trip to explore nature, but also an experience that makes you see the world in a very different way. These lands may look strange, but they are real places on Earth, with beauty that feels like it comes from another universe. When you leave, you do not only bring home amazing photos, but also a strong feeling of surprise at the endless creative power of nature. And maybe the most important thing you learn is this: sometimes, to travel to another planet, you do not need to leave Earth. You only need to go to the right place.